Today's the last day with the van, so I thought I'd give you a quick tour and show you how I make my omelette. So this is the van, you know, sink, microwave, which I haven't used once, fridge, cupboards, pretty handy, pretty deep. And this here is in bed mode. You can put all the cushions back and turn it into a table using one of the pieces of wood that goes up to make the bed. But I've left it in bed mode the whole time. I've actually tidied up, believe it or not. Up here is the best thing. So this is actually another bed if you want it to be, but I'm using it for a storage space. So I can keep all my crap out of the way, which is really good. And then something I forgot to do earlier is you open the windows. That one's open. And then that one's not quite open. There we go, it's just popped over. And you can open this window here using the winder. That's a lovely breeze in, really important. And you can do it on the other side as well. Look at the view, look at the view. This one opens differently for some reason. Oops, there we go. I couldn't get it to work for the first few days because I didn't realise that that had to be fully open to release the window. I complained to the people I hired the van off, and they worked out it was fine. So first of all, we're going to have to turn on the gas. Come around to the side and press this thing, and sometimes that thing pops right out. And righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So we're going lefty-loosey to turn the gas on. And that allows the gas to come in. Now it's very important to remember to turn that all off as soon as you're finished. Otherwise, you'll get fumes in the van, and that makes you feel a bit ill. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is get everything out. So get that kettle, make some room on the cooktop. This is important. This is my bin. Put the bin over here. Only one of the gas hot thingies is working at the moment, so unfortunately I can't boil me a cup of tea until after I've made my omelette. There's our fry pan. I'm gonna grab a bowl. Need all the bits and pieces that go in my omelette. Salt and pepper. I like some herbs. And I'm grabbing somewhere in here's a knife and a fork. There's a knife. Get my plate out as well. Alright, I've got some paper towels over here. And here is the fridge. Not the best design, a little bit tricky to get into, but it's a pretty good fridge. And butter and bread. Alright. Doing all this one-handed, so it's a bit fiddly. Okay. We got all our ingredients. Here goes nothing. Now, normally I would be making a 3-egg omelette, and I have 3 eggs left, which is fantastic. So I'll crack these babies in there, straight in the bin, because bench space is limited. Okay, I'm gonna whip the eggs up first. So I like to spin the plate as I whip, and then back the other way until they're all mixed up. Okay, now we're going to turn on the hot plate. So got to hold it on there a little while, otherwise it just goes straight on off again. Okay, got my butter here, and we're going to slice off a bit. I like a fair bit of butter, about that much. Plonk it in there. Keep an eye on it as it cooks, and when the butter's melted pretty much all the way, I'm going to give it a little swizzle. Getting there. Just going to wipe my knife off while I'm waiting. It's all about timing, you know. As soon as this is ready, I want to eat it. And the one thing I probably should have done was cook my toast first, but we'll do that at the end. Okay, see that? All the butter's melted, and now I'm going to pour that into the middle of my mixture. Now, straight into the pan. There's a little bit of sizzle there, which is good. We want a little bit of sizzle. Get all that out. That's the water pump. I've forgotten one of my tools. I like to use a spatula for this normally at home, but this is all I've got in the van. Well, this is a spatula, but you know, one of those rubber-ended thingammy-bobs. They do a really good job, and they also help to scrape all the egg out of the plate. As you can see, I'm on a bit of an angle because I'm at Cottesloe Beach in Western Australia, parked in the car park, and so everything's going down one end of the fry pan. Okay, so that's looking good. See how I'm mixing that up, making all those little folds in there. This is the key to making it. Otherwise you end up with a flat, boring omelette, and it doesn't cook as well. Okay, I reckon that's about right. I've left it on high. I'm going to turn it down just a bit so it doesn't burn. And first thing that goes on now is the cheese. So I'm doing this by just using a fork and breaking it up. Now the trick is to keep it all on one end or one side of your omelette for when you fold it. Otherwise, it's not as easy to fold. Okay, just get that little bit off. Always use my finger for the last bit so I can... Okay, and now we do our seasoning. Bit of salt, bit of pepper, some herbs. Now normally I would have chicken, or I used to have, you know, salami and things like that, but I've heard that processed meat is not good for you, gives you cancer. I don't want that. So I'm just having it with a bit of spinach with my goat's cheese and spinach omelette today. If you've got a bit of sriracha, oh yes, that helps no end. But we'll go with this. Now, believe it or not, that is just about ready to go. So, just going to check the colour on it. Can you see that? That's just right, I reckon. Any more and it starts to burn. And one quick flip, not bad. And now, I haven't made my toast, but normally I'd stick it on the toast, wouldn't I? But there you go. That is how I make my omelettes. And now for a bit of toast, this isn't the best method. I actually bought a toaster, and when I'm, parked at a caravan place with a bit of power, I use my toaster, but this kind of works. The trick is to keep that nice and low, otherwise it burns straight away. And you can just stick it straight on top of the, what is that thing called? Gas cookery thing. Gas, there's a word for it, I don't know. One thing I've noticed about getting older, your vocabulary bloody diminishes. Okay, while I'm waiting, you can hear that burning away. There you go, get a bit of char on there, lovely. Pop the bread back in the fridge, and while I'm at it, all the other stuff. Okay, that's starting to burn. Okay. Yum. Stick the omelette on top of that. Probably could have done 2 bits of toast today. That'll do. That's enough carbs for one day. Gonna put all this stuff away. Eggs are finished now. All gone. That's lasted me a week, which has been fantastic. Actually, why don't I just boil the kettle while I'm waiting? Let's fill it up a bit. And I'll have a nice cup of tea afterwards. Yum. So there you have it, a bit of van life. Ukulele does van life. I love it. I come over here to Bustleton once a year. This is the 2nd year. Hopefully I get to do it again next year. Do my workshops, hire a van and go on a little tour for a week. This time I've done nearly 2 weeks. The music that you're hearing in the background is my latest picking etude. And I will have a video for that showing you how to play it very soon. It has some beautiful chord shapes that I've discovered while sitting in the van. Hope you enjoy it. And thanks again for watching this video. I love you and I hope you're well. Look after yourself. See you next one.